Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see everybody. If you're joining me live, let me know you're here. If you're catching the replay, it would be nice to hear something from you that says you got the replay. Would be nice. I see some of you have had fun with my last night's live on the Persian style of saying goodbye. I have had a few chats about that, so that's been fun. If you haven't watched it, I think you'll get a kick out of it, like some other people have. Thanks for the feedback. I guess I appreciate it very much. Tonight I want to talk about something real different. Sometimes we how should I wanted to do this freestyle and not have any notes because I just wanted to kind of speak my mind and my heart. So that's why I'm kind of trying to see how I can get it started. Sometimes we don't want to even hear the message because of the way we feel about the messenger. What do I mean by that? Sometimes the person who's speaking, sometimes the person who may be giving a recommendation, a suggestion, or maybe just having a conversation with you is not a person that you really think very highly of, or you really don't appreciate them, or you don't really like them, or you don't even appreciate their values or morals, or you just don't like the person, the guy, the gal, whoever, right? You just don't like that. You don't like the person as that person, right? Maybe because it's something you've seen from them, something they have said, something they've done, but for whatever reason, you may be completely shut off to that source, right? And what I want to share with you, and this is a really difficult one because I have had, I can give you actually two very good examples in my own life, but I've had a difficult time breaking through this myself. So that's kind of why I'm sharing that with you, because I feel like it's something that a lot of us may have some difficulty with. So you don't like the source, you don't like the person, you don't like the individual, right? But then somewhere in that whole thing, okay, there is a message of some sort, right? There is something to be said. There is something that is being shared, right? And I personally believe, and I'll have something to relate this to, but I personally believe that if you can get past this whole person, right, that you don't like, you don't appreciate, you don't value even, right, you don't agree with, if you can get past that, there may be actually a message on that other side that is worthy of paying attention to, right? Now, here's what I want to share with you. When I was doing sales training for a mortgage company, I had my new agents barge in and listen to some really good closers, people that can really sell, people that can really do well, And I would also have them listen to some of the calls from the worst closers, worst salespeople. And why did I do that? Now, it's not because I want them to mimic, the worst, right? But the point there is that even the worst salesperson is going to teach you something. And here's what they could teach you that could possibly be gold. They could be teaching you something not to do. They could be teaching you something not to say. They could be teaching you something not to be. Right? You see something in someone, they say something, they behave a certain way, and you're like, man, that really sucks. I don't really like that. Therefore, I'm just going to make sure I'm never going to do that to anybody. You feel me? So even the worst person could give you a message, a very powerful one. Even Hitler, I'm going to go there. Even Hitler could give you a powerful message in life. Numerous ones, many of them. One is that if you talk enough of one thing to enough people, it'll get to their head. You can rule. And you can rule as an evil person. You can be evil and people will follow you. Right? Why? Because if you say that enough, you can learn that, right? Now, he used that in a very negative way. But what if we take that message and use it in a very positive way? There's a lot of other areas and people that you may not really think or like, or I may not even like or think about or value or even want to, pay attention to. But somewhere in there's a message. And why I share this with you is that goes along with everything. Sometimes the surface, it may be really ugly, surface may be really bad, just really not pleasant. But even the inside may be really bad, but even within all that bad, there is something you can find. You can find a piece of gold. You can find a piece of a nugget where you can take with you and say, you know what, I'm going to use this. Or I'm going to use this and not be this way. I'm going to use this and not do it that way. I'm going to learn from this. Right? So the thought of the day is this. Hey, it won't hurt to hear it, to listen to it, to see it. Even if you don't like the person, you don't like the source, like I said, where it's coming from. Hey, it may be worth it. Now, I shared with you, I'll give you two examples, right? So I can give you a professional example and I can give you a personal example. A personal example is a family member, right? Somebody that I'm not really a big fan of. I'm just going to be straight up. I'm not a really big fan of, and, but, and this is something that I work on all the time, is if I can, once I get past that stage, I do pick up here and there one or two pieces of wisdom, if you would. Now, like I said, I take that and I go, is that a positive one? Do I use that? Do I use that exactly the same way and it'll give me positive results or feedback? Or do I take this and flip it 180? So that way, I avoid doing this. I avoid getting the negative, if you would, feedback altogether. So I do take that information in and I evaluate, right, based on, well, my own values and morals and rights and all that stuff. So based on those things, I think about that, right? And I think that's so powerful. That's a personal one, right? Holly Kimberly, aloha, how are you? I don't know how long you've been here, but I just saw you. So, aloha. So, that's a personal one, right? Now, a professional one is that there's somebody who's in my business, in my company, I guess. There's a person who's a pretty good coach, pretty good trainer, really good coach and trainer. Learn from everyone, absolutely, 100%. And this person is a really good coach, really good trainer, according to a lot of people. Sometimes you just, the person doesn't sit with you. You know what I mean? It just, no reason whatsoever. It's just that person doesn't sit with you, Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. So sometimes that person just doesn't it. There's no reason, you don't hate the person. They haven't done anything. They haven't said it. You don't even know the person, right? But just sometimes I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. It just doesn't sit well with you, So this coach, this person, if you would, is that person. I just doesn't sit really well with me, right? But at the same time, when that person is giving, is doing lives or is doing trainings or is doing a call, I hop on there. I go through the whole thing. I'm going to put this person aside and just hear the message, right? So I try to pick up the golden stuff in the dialogue, in the message, if you would, and not focus so much on the source, right? So that's a personal one, a family member, and a professional one, a coach, a trainer, right? So I do have those in my life, and I do my best. Because I know that sometimes these situations are unavoidable. These people are unavoidable. You can't avoid them. They're like family. What are you going to do with them? You can't put them in a drawer. So what are you going to do, right? So all you got to do is say, okay, well, maybe I can get past this stage and just pick up what I can. Pick up what I can. And remember, and this is the huge part. So you got to be able to see both sides. You can pick up stuff that are horrible. I'm telling you can pick up stuff that, you can see this person treating that person like crap, and you're like, wow, I'm gonna learn that and not do that. You feel me? It doesn't always have to be, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be the other side. You can see something and you say, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do, right? So it's on both sides. I'm just saying that I was watching the Ultimate Fighter show on the rerun tonight from Tuesday, and the guy said something hilarious. He goes, you know how they say don't judge a book by its cover, because of this, of that, of this, of that. Yeah. Some guy says, yeah. He goes, well, I agree with that, but there's a reason why that book has a cover. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was hilarious. Sometimes that's true, right? Sometimes the cover can really tell what's inside, but that doesn't mean you can't pick up stuff from the inside either. That's what I'm trying to say. But I thought that was hilarious. It's like, well, there's a reason why the book has a cover. And I never thought about that. That's so true. Why would a book not have a cover? right? Duh. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this on a Friday night. Kylie, Kimberly, thank you for joining me and staying on. I appreciate you. Thank you for the feedback. Drop your feedbacks, your takeaways, love, hate, whatever you like, down in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys, and until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.